Hello, how's it going? It's Retro Prime here, all that nonsense. It's Sunday night, and I said I'd talk about the new Picard trailer. And I know I'm behind a wee bit. It's been out for about 2 weeks now, maybe a bit less than that, a week. But everyone and their mum's done a video on it, but I just want to give my 2 cents, mainly because I want to see if when it comes out next year, how close I was to the truth. Now the trailer shows you. It opens with the whole thing that you've seen in the teaser trailer. It's Picard at his vineyard, and it's him talking about how he regretted he left the Federation and Starfleet 20 years ago, and he's not fitted into the life he's living now, which you have to assume is just tending to his family's vineyard. And he talks about how Commander Data gave up his life for him, and since then things haven't been sort of felt right and stuff. And then shows you. It shows many things. I can't actually show you moving clips of the trailer because apparently it's getting taken down if you do. Don't know if that's true or no, but I'm not willing to risk it. I might start putting screenshots there. I'll put screenshots there. Aye, why not? Yeah, so you see in the trailer, you see him. A girl comes to him and asks him for help, and she doesn't know who he is, and he's at Starfleet explaining it. You see many other things. You see a damaged Borg cube. You see what looks to be like a Romulan facility, Borg prison, maybe. And then you see people coming in. We need a crew. This girl's the destroyer. We need your help and all this kind of stuff. So I'll go through the trailer and tell you what I think's happening, basically. So it looks like at the start he's at the vineyard, basically, and then you see him sort of like roaming his house, and he's opening windows, and he talking about how it doesn't feel like home. He then mentions that Commander Data gave his life for me 20 years ago, and then it shows you a scene or a shot of him standing over a container, and they open it, and you see a Noonien Soong android in bits in the drawer. Now I think that's lore, because I doubt it's Data. There was after the explosion in Nemesis. There's no way that it recovered his parts. Although the android is damaged, it looks like. So I think maybe it is lore, because he was in the episode where he was in, where they capture him. It's certainly been in fighting and stuff, and they would have dismantled him after they got hold of him. So yeah, that's what I think that is. Although you're heavily led to believe that it's Data, but I don't think it is. Then shows you this girl coming to Picard, and she says she needs his help. I think this girl is a Borg queen. I think she's a new Borg queen. You see the damaged Borg ship in the trailer. I think it's for what else you see in the trailer. You see a lot of Romulans. You see Romulans working on a Borg drone, lying on a table, taking the mechanical parts off. Now, the actor that played Hugh in The Next Generation, the Borg that they rescued and it was gained its individuality, he's credited in this show. He's said to be in this show. So whether it's in a flashback capacity or that's him, and they've been using him as to try and bridge the gap between sort of individuality and by them I mean the Romulans and the Borg. So they're obviously using this technology to, for trying to get weapons and technology off it, which makes a lot of sense, because why would the Romulans no try and use Borg technology? Seems perfect for them. You then see Picard visiting someone, and it's 7 of 9. Now, there was a lot of sort of controversy on that, because she acts really cocky, and like she knows Picard, and she doesn't seem very 7 of 9-ish. But you got to remember, this is 20 years later, so she'll have gained way more of her human side back. She'll just be a human by this point, I'd imagine. She's still got the ocular implant, which is weird, because I know that she's got a fake eyeball. Well, 7 of 9 has, no the actress. But so that maybe that's why that's still there. But you'd assume they'd have taken our Borg technology by that point. But also, it makes sense that once you got back to the Delta Quadrant, back from the Delta Quadrant, should I say, that she sought out Picard, or Picard sought her out, because him being assimilated by the Borg and her being ex-Borg, there was definitely in 20 years they had definitely met and sort of conversed and talked about it and stuff. So it's likely that they'd be friends, or at least acquaintances. So that does make sense to me. Although whether it's just going to be a token appearance by 7 of 9, just one scene just for the fan service. Then it goes on to, like, you see this girl that's coming to Picard. You see her fighting agents and stuff, and doing backflips and all this kind of stupid stuff. Then it kind of ends with this group coming to Picard, look like rebels or some sort of band of sort of people that are trying to stop this Borg technology experimentation. Maybe this is all speculation on my part, obviously, other than what you physically see in the trailer. Maybe it's coming to Picard saying, "Look, you've got experience with the Borg, you've got experience with freed drones, and like Borg who've got the ex-Borg, basically, who've got their individuality back. And we need you to... I mean, there must be a reason it's Picard. We're obviously not going to get everything in the trailer, so there's obviously points we're missing. The trailer ends with Picard playing poker with someone, and he says, "I don't want the game to end." And when it turns to see who it is, it's a Noonien Sung android. And he says, "I can see that, Captain." And he says it in a very Data-esque way. So you're led to believe it's Data. Now, people have speculated that that's Picard on a holodeck, or using a holodeck program to sort of, reminisce. Because whatever caused it to leave Starfleet was obviously based around Data's death. It's likely that it'll be because he, an individual who was quite unique, like one of three that existed, gave his life for him, and he sees that as a sort of a poor trade because he's just another human. So it's likely that he couldn't come to terms with the fact that this unique android, this unique individual, sacrificed himself for him. Or maybe there was some sort of... I mean, if the android in the drawer is Data, which I highly, highly doubt, maybe they wanted to use his parts for something. Like they want to use his remains to create more technology or more androids or something, and Picard was against it, and maybe that's why he left Starfleet and all this kind of stuff. But again, speculation. Bloody hell, I'm absolutely roasting. Drinking my iron brew. Yeah, so, I mean, I'm probably missing stuff out because I'm doing this video on the fly and knocking the microphone like an unprofessional prick. But here's what I think's happening. I think the Romulans have found the remains of a Borg ship. They've been working on it. They've been trying to replicate the technology. They've been working on drones because, like I say, there's a bit in the Romulan facility that's got a sign that says, like, X amount of days since last assimilation. So obviously that they're having problems with this technology. And I think that the Borg technology trying to reassert itself and reassert control has created a new queen. But the queen's escaped before she's maturated, and she doesn't have any of her information in her. Like her knowledge of the Borg and stuff. And because Jean-Luc was Locutus, she'll have a remnant of a memory that he's someone that can help her. I don't know. Again, speculation. But I think she goes to him and she says she's in danger because obviously everyone's going to want to control the Borg Queen, whether it be the Romulans or the Federation, who likely want to destroy her. Or this rebel group. I don't know what their agenda would... I'm assuming their agenda would be to destroy the technology and destroy the Borg that are in this facility or whatever. And so I think that once this girl comes to him, he goes to Starfleet, tells them, they say you have to capture her, she must be killed or caught, she can't be freed, and he decides that no, she's an individual, same way Hugh was, because he was reprimanded for not using Hugh to destroy the Borg cube in the TV show. So I think that's what's happened, and these rebels will come and say, look, we're going to destroy this facility, this Borg cube that the Romulans have got, because a lot of the crew seem to be Romulan, or Vulcan, certainly. And I think while they're on this mission, he's also looking for this girl to get her and get her to safety. So obviously he goes to 7 and 9, pardon me, because she's ex-Borg. The reason I think that it's lore in the drawer, lore in the drawer, I like that one, lore in the drawer, is because Lore was in control of the cube that Hugh went back onto, and all the Borg regained their individuality, and he was the one that sort of gave them organisation and stuff. So maybe there's something they're going to go in and try and, I don't know how they'd use that Lore's information to help him, but maybe he's got information or whatever that they think he might be able to use. Certainly, I don't think Data's in it. I don't think the character of Data is in it other than in that holographic representation, or maybe it's B4 who can access Data's memories but really isn't Data. Although I know in the comics or the graphic novels he becomes Data and ends up commanding a ship and stuff, but I think that's in what they call the Prime timeline, which isn't the same timeline as this. I don't really read graphic novels and stuff, so I'm not too up on that one, to be honest. But so I certainly think it's just it's a way of connecting, even if it's at the start of every episode, Picard conversing with a holographic Data about stuff and how the situation's going and what he thinks. I don't know. It's obviously a way to tether the series to the past and make sure that that's a way to connect it. And it's going to be good to see Brent Spiner as Data, Lore, or B4, whichever it is. I mean, that literally gave me chills. I sat with my mouth wide open when I saw that for about 10 minutes solid. Sorry, I keep looking at my wife to see if she gives me the face, because she was watching it with me. Yeah, so it's definitely interesting, I think. There's loads of callbacks. So one of the questions everyone said was, are they going to have other cast members for the TNG in it? And as far as I know, there's Riker's in it, Troy's in it, Data, Brent Spiner's in it, Hugh's in it, and 79 for Voyager's in it. I'm sure there will be other sort of surprises and stuff lined up. I hope they don't play on the nostalgia thing too much, although it's not really nostalgia because these people still would be in each other's lives, I think. So it's not like just having callbacks for the sake of it. And it is obviously based around events of the movies or the TV show, so... But there's two ways it can go with it. It's a double-edged sword. It can either be... People are saying, it's never going to be like a TV show. It's going to be more like the movies, and she's doing backflips, and they're teleporting away and all this kind of stuff, and it's hot action. It's going to be really rubbish. I don't think you can have a TV show nowadays that's as slowish and as thought out as you did with The Next Generation. I certainly think you could have a main character be that. I mean, Picard was awesome for the right reasons. He was learned, he was smart, he was intelligent, he was well read. You know, he thought out situations, he looked at them objectively, and he dealt with them as such. He was a very private man, and that's fine. And he's old now, so it's not like they're going to be having doing stunts nowadays. But you do need that action to suck in either new fans or just because it's the way that things get attention now. I think they could have done a TV... If they were going to do a TV show that was a slow, actionless, sort of intellectual piece based on Picard, it would be a sort of one-on-one. They could have done it where it was just him and the Data, B4 or the hologram just talking, and that could have been interesting. But because it's got to be an action adventure story, it has to have action and adventure in it. Whether it goes too far and it's all pew pew lasers and there's no real meat to it, it's just, we must rescue this girl, she must be destroyed, pew pew, take the ship there, blow it up, or whether there is actual proper depth to the characters is yet to be seen, obviously. So, but I'm hopeful. The trailer made me hopeful. The last time I was that excited by a trailer was The Force Awakens, and that film was good. So I'm hopeful, shall we say? Definitely. That's about it. That's all I can say, really. It looks like it's going to be interesting. It's certainly going to be just good to see some of these characters back on the screen, because the TV show for me was separate for the movies. Obviously the story continues, but the Picard and the characters in the TV show were very different for the Picard and the characters in the movies. The movies were action-packed. Riker fighting guys on collapsing like platforms, and Picard battling a guy next to a rocket launcher and doing roads down mountains and stuff. Certainly wasn't the same Picard that you saw in the TV show. So they were very separate characters who just happened to live the same life, if that makes sense. Oh, Christ. Nearly fell there. The arm in my chair moved. So, yeah. Definitely excited. But, like a lot of things, when it comes to bringing back old TV shows and movies, it's very rarely they get it right these days, isn't it? It's all money-making stuff and over the top and too much in nostalgia, not enough thought put into what they want to say with the characters and stuff. So, if history's anything to go by, maybe we should be more sceptical than sort of hopeful. But I am, anyway, because I do like this little bastard. So that's literally the only Star Trek figure I own, and I got it in Blackpool for £1 or something, I can't remember. But I've never got rid of it. Aye, let me know what you think. Do you think it's going to be something worth watching? Do you think it's going to be a load of schlock? Oh God, I really hope it's no shit. I mean, the good thing is it's been that long since Nemesis and the Next Generation TV show that it's not like they're going to retroactively spoil it by ruining Picard now. I'll just, whatever happens, if it's terrible, I'll just no consider it canon, because I'll have that luxury being an individual myself. Aye, there you go. What's your thoughts? Leave comments below. Peace out. Oosh.